Hi, I'm Leif Utney, and I live here on Wallace Way in Winslow on Bainbridge Island, which is right along the path that Puget Sound Energy has proposed to build some high voltage transmission lines that would go right in front of our houses. There's about 30 households living in our community here, and my neighbors and I are really concerned for a number of reasons. So this video is just to show you a little bit of what the impact of these power lines would be on our community, and some of the voices of myself and other folks that are concerned about this.
My name is Chris Stanley, and I've been living on Bainbridge Island for about 18 years. My concern is we keep looking at old solutions to new problems. Times are changing. The way we deal with the grid has got to be a lot more intelligent. We can't just pump a lot more energy in. We've got global warming going on and stuff like that. And I think this is an opportunity for Bainbridge Island to really be a trendsetter.
Hi, I'm Jen Witzo, and I live on Wallace Way. And I've been listening to PSE's plan for the new substation and transmission lines, and I don't think we need to spend millions of dollars building a new substation and transmission lines when we only go over capacity a few days a year. I'd rather that we learn to live within our means, especially in a time when people are losing their jobs and the economy is really difficult.
Hi, my name is Robert Weschler. I live here at Coast Housing, and I feel that before we take the step of increasing the capacity of the electrical grid, we should make every effort to conserve, because no matter how much you can increase the capacity, eventually people will find ways to fill that, and so our first priority should be conservation. Thank you.
This is the Murden Cove substation on Sportsman Club Road, just off of Highway 305. This is what serves power to the entire town of Winslow. The Winslow substation over at the end of Eagle Harbor is what serves power to the whole south end of the island. And what PSE wants to do is run transmission lines that will connect this substation to that substation. The problem is they don't need to do it. The last time there was a transmission line related failure at this station was in August of 2004. All of the power outages we've suffered in Winslow in the last several years have been related to distribution lines, to tree branches falling on the little lines on the smaller poles that deliver power from the substation to your house.
Hi, my name is Jim Poss, and I'm a resident of the Winslow area. Live on Moji Lane with my family. I've been in the renewable energy industry for at least a decade, concentrating on energy efficiency. And what I've come to know is that the technology works, and it works a lot better than a lot of the old technologies that we've used. I know that energy efficiency is a good and reliable and cost-effective way to solve the problems here on the island. It's not, the solution is not more capacity and more of the same thing.
I was reading a letter to the editor in the review by people who were opposing smart solutions to our current issues, and that just building more power lines is the solution. And they talked about the coming of the electric cars. Now, I happen to be part owner of one electric car and own another electric car, and I'm a big advocate of electric cars. And in times of peak demand, the electric cars, if you have thousands or millions of electric cars around, you have batteries that we can finally use to pull energy back into the grid when we have high demand without pulling another power plant online.
My name is Sharon Negri, and I live on Wallace Way, and I've lived in Bainbridge Island for 12 years, and I heard recently about this proposal, and I'm very concerned. I've been doing wildlife conservation for the last 25 years, and I'm concerned that we are not taking major steps to invest in conservation. I have huge faith in my neighbors and in my community that we can do that. As a wildlife conservationist, I'm also very concerned about the number of trees we'd have to take out on this island. As you know, trees are important to healthy ecosystems, and over the last 12 years I've seen a lot of trees come down, and we need to be thinking not just about ourselves but how we live sustainably on this island, and we need to think about conservation first. It really is cheaper to invest in conservation than build these new substations.
So we're turning left down Madison Avenue through Winslow. And this is the most densely populated part of Bainbridge Island, with families living on either side, right up close both sides here. There's the Madison cottages.
And we're going to turn right on Wyatt. Now we're turning right onto High School Road, which is
The other proposed route.
the other proposed route, which is also an interesting choice. There are several daycare centers.
Right over this fence behind
Yeah.
that hedge is Doreen's place with a dozen kids playing all day, 5 days a week.
And here is another daycare center, First Year's Children's Center.
Slow down.
Where you have upwards of 100 children. And here, of course, is the high school, which I'm not sure how many people or how many students they have now, but it's a lot. My name is Scylla Atney. I live here in Wallace Way in the Winslow housing. As a mom, I'm very concerned about these power lines going in right next to us here on Wallace Way. There's reasonable doubt about all of the data that has come out about the health implications around electromagnetic fields in particular. And I'm very concerned because we have 21 children under the age of 15 living in this neighborhood. And if there's any doubt whatsoever, I just don't think we should do it.
My name is Rick Ingrassi. I'm a medical doctor and public health physician. I live on Whidbey Island, Washington. And my grandson Mateo lives on Bainbridge Island. And I'm concerned about this possibility of high voltage electrical lines going anywhere near his home, because electromagnetic fields, or EMF, are correlated with leukemia in children. And while it may not be a causal relationship, at least it hasn't been proved yet, just the fact that there is a correlation makes me cautionary. And I believe that the precautionary principle is the best form of preventive medicine here to avoid unnecessary exposure to EMF.
I understand the concerns of the business community for reliability. I'm a business person and I share that concern. But I know that this isn't necessarily the way to go. PSE would have you believe that reliability will increase if we just add more lines and more supply. That's not the case. That's why I support option 1, directing PSE to work with the community to come up with a solution that will work for us all.
Please support option 1.
We're not just NIMBY activists saying not in my backyard. We're saying don't put this in our backyard or anybody else's. We have the smarts, the know-how, and the desire and the energy to come up with smart alternatives for our community.